Okay, so let's take a look at how to open family table instances using tables in Excel. There's many reasons why you would want to do this. Most of it would have to do with either a part number that's constructed that you need to go retrieve the instance for example, a series of parameters that builds up a part number, or maybe a bill of materials is brought in from an external system that you need to retrieve the content with in some way. So one way to do this would be to actually use the family table, oops, FAMILY, family table open instance function. And in this particular case, it needs a table that comprised of the item name and also the instance name that you want to get. So I'm going to go create this in Excel. So item name, inst name. Let's just stretch this out a little bit. And I'm going to do a Control T on those cells. And we're going to give this a name like my table. So that'll be the table reference. Now, item name is actually going to be the generic name for the model that you're working with. So whether it's part or assembly, it doesn't matter. So I'm going to put in screw.prt here. And the instance name that I want to open is, let's put in screw 12 millimeters. And let's do the same thing for maybe the 25. We'll put in 25 millimeters. Now, if I open this generic right now and run run this as it is, it's just going to um, uh, load those into memory, which is fine. But I'm going to do this a little bit more interestingly. So we're going to do the source that we're going to use is my table. And I'm also going to put in let's do an open command using that same table reference. So this will ensure that each model that's listed in the item name is pulled into a session. And then that follow-up command is going to open up the instances within it. And just to make it a little bit more automatable here, I'm going to do an erase memory as my first operation. So when we do this, it's going to clear Creo's memory and then go through each of those items and open them up. And we should have in session our generic as well as those two instances that are there. Now, another nifty thing about this is that we can also do, for example, nested family tables with this also. So if you happen to have, let me pull up we have a generic here. And within this, there's actually a nested family table of content. So let's put in screw 10 millimeter, screw nested is the generic name, PRT. And let's say that we want anything that has a 3 in it for the instance name. So when I press the do it button in this particular case, you'll notice that it has gone through. And if I open up my in session folder here, you'll notice that it's pulled in each of these nested instances, as well as the generic and each of the instances for the other model also. So if we pull these up individually, we can see that in fact it is pulling in the nested variation on those models. So it is a very powerful command. It's very easy to use, and also quite handy if you're going to use this as something to either merge with other Power Query content or derive this based on a Power Query for operations that need to occur in Creo.